Hi everyone and Happy New Year. Welcome to my channel. I'm Michelle. Today's video is one of my favorites. It's the 5 under $5 DIY challenge. So you know what to do. Grab your cup of coffee or your favorite beverage and join me. To start this DIY, we're going to pick out which black hat we're going to use. Now I have a beanie here and a cap. I decided to go with the cap, but if you decide to do this project, you can pick whichever one suits you best. I wanted this to look like I have a little snow flurry on my hat, so I found these ornaments at the Dollar Tree during their Christmas season. I hope that you were able to find them too. They're really pretty. And I'm just gonna hot glue them onto the hat. And then to add a little more zhuzh to it, I'm going to break out my bedazzler. Yes, the bedazzler from the 90s, and we're going to make the flurry look a little more sparkly. So for the brads that I will be adding with my bedazzler, I am using a clear diamond-like and a blue sapphire-like, just to add a little bit of color to it. My favorite colors to decorate for winter are grays and blues, so we're going to bring that into the hat as well. I'm using the back of my paintbrush here just to make sure those prongs are really pushed down because no one wants to get poked in the head. To start this DIY, we're going to clean out this gumball machine, which I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to sand down all the parts I'm going to paint and wipe that down again, and then we're going to paint it with this Rust-Oleum chalked paint. And I'm using white and silver, and it took forever, about 3 or 4 coats. So now this is just a 2-inch circle that I punched out of some white cardstock. This is going to be the base for our snow globe. And I'm going to use some very technical tools here, my scissors. I'm going to use them to keep this cardstock in place while I glue it down, just so it doesn't move around once the project is done. And here I'm just running a line of hot glue around that seam where the cardstock and the plastic meet. Now if you push a little too hard like I did here, it's an easy fix. Just push it right back into place and it should be fine. Now to set the scene. I had this little snowman left over from last year, well, 2020 last year, and I figured this was the perfect time to use him. Now I'm using tweezers here to help me get the smaller pieces in. To make my snow mixture, I'm going to be adding equal parts Mod Podge and the faux snow I just used. And this is almost like a thicker textured putty almost. So I'm going to use that around this little tree that I have popping out of the Gumball machine, and I'm going to use it around the base of the globe as well. I wanted it to look very frosty and snowy, and I think that this mixture really makes that effect. It's pretty awesome. I found that using my hands, especially around the globe, was a lot easier than using the paintbrush. And now I'm just adding it to the inside of the topper, and then we're all done. As I mentioned in the intro, this is the 5 under $5 DIY challenge. Again, one of my favorite challenges to participate in, and it is hosted monthly by Missy of the Crafty Cove DIY and Emily of Farm Charm Chic. And our co-host this month is CJ from CJ DIY, and these ladies are not only dear friends, but they are also very, very talented, creative ladies, and I hope that you will check out their channels, which I will have listed in the description box, and also check out the playlist, because we're going to have a lot of really great creators making some amazing things that will also be listed in the description box. I found this piece at the Dollar Tree and knew I could frost it up a bit. So we're going to use the same mixture that we used in the previous DIY, except this time I added glitter. Now, if you're anything like me, I cannot stand working with glitter. It literally goes everywhere. But when you mix it with Mod Podge, it locks it into place, and this glitter is going nowhere. And it's one of my favorite ways of using it. So I'm really just smearing it on and mashing it down onto the piece, and it's making this really chunky look, and that is it. As it dries, it will drip a little bit, but I personally like that because it looked like it was snow coming off of the tree. These lights were in Walmart's after Christmas 50% off sale, so I got them for around $3. And we are going to be using the exact same mixture we just used with the glitter, and we're going to apply it to these lights, and it creates a really pretty glittered textured effect. And once again, I'm just tapping it on. It's coffee time! Today's coffee is red brick gingerbread flavor, and it was delicious. So I am just adding my usual creamers and my collagen peptides, and I'm going to be using my frother to heat everything up. If you would ever like to help support my channel and my crafting, I would really appreciate it, and you can buy me the equivalent of a coffee. All of the information is in my description box. Big shout out to my mom who gave me these beads and bells, because that is what we're going to be using for today's project. So to start, we're going to use this pink. It's called salmon, but any type of light pink will work, and you're just going to use your thumb. So all I'm doing is I'm dipping it in some water, dipping it into the paint, and then lightly tapping it onto the bead, which will be our snow fairy's face. And this is creating her rosy cheeks. This is from a tree skirt I used in a previous DIY, and we're going to use it to make her dress. So to start, we're going to get the twine in the bead and the bell, and this will be our way of hanging it. You could also make these so that they just stand on their own, so it's up to you whether you use the twine or not. This piece is about 4 inches long, I'd say, and I'm just going to glue it around the rim of the bell and then tack it down in pleats around her head. Now we're working on her hat. This is just white felt. I got it from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to make a cuff with it, so that way it kind of matches her dress. I wanted her hat to be lacy because it kind of resembles a snowflake. To make it bendable, I'm going to use this wire from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just literally gluing it to the front inside of her hat, so that way I can bend it and mold it. Just tucking it in under that cuff, and I'm going to glue it to the felt. Because I plan on bending her hat, I want the hanger to come out the back of her hat instead of the top. So that way, as I bend it, it's not going to move the hanger around at all. This is a pre-made bow I'm going to use as her wings, but you can also create your own just by making like a big shoelace bow. And I'm just gluing it on the back. It's as easy as that. Now for her face, I'm going to be using Sharpie for her eyes, and I'm just making little ovals with wisps of eyelashes coming out the bottoms. And this white, I'm going to be adding highlights. So I'm adding 3 dots to her little cheeks, and then I'm going to be adding 1 dot to her eyes to create the light in her eyes. If you are enjoying what you're seeing today, I hope that you'll consider subscribing and becoming part of my Moxie family. My subscribers are the best on YouTube, and I hope that you'll consider joining us. I'm going to finish her up, and then I'll show you two others that I made using the same method but with different fabrics. I would love to know which of these is your favorite. Comment down below and let me know. I hope that you will give at least one of these DIYs a try, and if you do, be sure to tag me on Instagram. Have a blessed new year, and until I see you in the next video, take care.